This learning video is about a menu navigation with a rollover option in Figma. So let's get started. First we will create a frame that will be the working space for us. So we are designing a mobile application, so I have selected a mobile frame option. This is iPhone Pro 15 and 15. Now let's move on to creating the menu options, and this is how we'll go about. I have created a square here, so that is a frame in the form of a square. So I'm defining the dimensions of the square here. Now this is going to be our basic for the menu that I'm going to create. Now this is a frame. Now inside that I will create a placeholder that will be circular. So I'm trying to increase the size a little because the size was a little small. Now let's select the circle option from the top and create a circle here. You can press shift while dragging it down so that it's in proper proportion. Now you can switch off the fill option and increase the stroke size because we need a circular option. Now we'll select it and create it as a component and name it as menu. So this is a frame that is created.
The next step is that we need 4 similar
options. So first we will create the variant, we'll convert it into a variant, and then you can see a plus sign at the bottom. Keep clicking it and it will create the copy of this component. So now we have got 4 options, and these are the menu navigation. Basically I'm planning to include here in this demo, that is home, services, about, and profile, the basic navigation. So now you can see I am changing the name of the variants here. The first one is home, and then I will change the second one to about, and then third to services, and fourth one to profile. So you can go with any name when you are practicing it. It's basically the menu with navigation. I have selected the basic navigation names. So now I'll place it upside. So I accidentally created one extra. I have deleted that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm giving them different names, 1 2 3 4. We can also design the menu and we can place it here, but since it's a demo, so I'm just giving it a name 1 2 3 4 to all the menus so that we can understand and segregate them. Okay, so now this is done. You can see there are 4 components, and you can see towards the left hand side in the layers also. Now the next step is to create the actual menu. So I have selected a rectangle shape option from the top and dragged it, and have created a home menu here. So you can see I am copy pasting, or you can retype it, the text home, and this is some few methods I am doing for the text that we can keep keep up as the menu is requirement. Now what I am doing is I have copied the first component, that is for the home, and have kept it here. You can see I am using the left layering in order to place it. So let's adjust the menu size and proportions here. So either you can press shift and drag, or you can change the proportions from the top, where you can see X and Y and width and height, so you can change from there also. So this is the menu of home. So I will try posting it here. Now everything is done. Now we'll do a little curving to the menu to give it a classic look. Now this is done. This is the first menu of home. Similarly, we'll do it for the rest 3. So towards the left you can see it's been defined. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to change the background. So I've switched off the background of all the circular components. So I've selected and grouped the first menu, and now the next step will be that I will copy it into 4 parts, because there are 4 menus. So I'm copying it. So on the Mac you can press shift and option, or you can simple copy paste, or whatever option you want. So I'm changing the text in all the menus. So this is basically the menu creation here. And after we are done with the menu designing and creation, the UX part of it, after that we will move on to the prototyping part. So you can use the right hand side design options to change the different methods to define the text size. So what I found that the text size 16 was a little bigger, so I am changing all the text to 14 here. So 16 was a little it was not looking that classy, so I have changed all the text of the menu to 14 now. So these are the 4 menus we are going to play around with. Now what are we going to do is we will change the numbers 1 2 3 4, because when we copied, every menu was having the number 1 1 1. So I've changed it. Now I'm putting all the menus in a sequence, and I'll select all together. So you can see I have selected all the menus together and created a component and given it a name. So you can give it a name menu, because these are menus. You can see it has become a component here. On the left hand side it will appear on the layers. So the beautiful thing in Figma is that everything is appearing as a layer. You can keep changing the name of the layers in order to avoid the confusion when the project is very huge, or you have to identify the layers by the name. So this is recommended that you should keep changing the names of the layers or the groups whatever way you want, so that you can identify them while you are working. So this is a component that has been defined now. Now we will move on to the designing of the menu. So now you can see all the menus are yeah, so I'm giving different shades to these menus, because the gray menus were not looking very very elegant, although it is just a demo. But we can give different pastel shades, or you can select any color coding option from the Adobe or any other place where if you're finding it difficult to place the colors, you're not liking the color combination. So okay, so I quite liked the colors that I have selected here, so we can distinguish the menus here. So now we've got 4 menus option here. Okay, now so the next step will be that we will create, this is one component of the one variant of the menu where we are having 4 menus. Now I will convert that as a variant and make 4 copies of it. So you can keep clicking the plus icon at the bottom. I am keeping one extra here just in case we need some more reference. Okay, now you can see there are 4 menus in all the 4 variants. Now the next step is that in each of the variant we have to select and keep the option invisible of the menus which are not needed in that. So now for example, in the first one the home is needed and the rest 3 will be hidden. So what I'm doing is I'm hiding the other parts of the menu. You can see I'm hiding it from the left hand side layer option. You can keep clicking the eye option, and from there you can see it's only 1 2 3 4 that is visible, and the rest of the menu is hidden. So first is for the home, second is for the about, third is for the services, and fourth is for the profile option. So we'll quickly do it now. You only have to select it from the left hand side layer option and keep clicking on the eye option. So if you see, it is hiding the other components of the menu, and it's only the visible part is only the number. So once we'll do the rollover on that, it will appear, or once we'll click on it, so that is the initial part of the menu, and after rollover this colored part will appear. So once I'll do the prototype, you'll be able to understand. So this process is quite easy, little manual, so we can keep clicking it. And now we are done with the 4 menu options. The last one is left, so the last one is for the profile. So first 3 menus will be hidden, only the numbers, the initial part will be visible, so that we can identify which menu are those. Okay, now we are done. You can see in the first, home is visible, in the second about, and then services, and the profile. So now our menu component is ready. Okay, now towards the right hand side of the screen you can see design and prototype, two tabs here. So we are working at present in the design option, and then we will move on to the prototype part. So I have copied one first menu, that is the home menu, and I'm trying to align it. We will do the final alignment just before the prototyping. This is just a rough alignment I am doing. And you can see in the first frame I have kept the first menu, that is home, and then I have copied the frame and placed it just next to the first frame. So now we only have to copy and paste all one by one. So the second frame will be for about, so I have placed about here. So I'm doing a little alignment here side by side, then again copy this frame and then change the menu here. The third menu is, let's zoom it out a little so that we can work. So this is the third menu, that is of services. So I have pasted it here. So you can see in each of oops, okay. So you can see in each of the frames I'm pasting different separate menus, where in the first home is visible, the other are hidden, and vice versa. Now this is the fourth frame because this is the demo of 4 menus, so we will create 4 frames here, and the fourth menu will appear here. So I am not placing the actual menu here because so that I can keep it there, I am copy pasting it, and now we are done with the placement option. The next step is where we will move on to the prototype phase. Before that we have to I would prefer giving the names tags to all the frames, because at present these are only 4 screens, but in the actual project it can be 50, 20 or 100 screens, so it's always better to define the names. So in the top right we will do the prototyping. Okay, so now after we are done with the designing of the frames, we will click the prototype option tab from the top right, and then one by one we will select all the menus and keep anchoring the menus to the respective frames. Like the second will go to second, the third will go to third, and the fourth will go to fourth. So the second is about, third is services, and fourth is profile. Similarly we will repeat the same in all the frames. If the number of frames are very high, we can define the same in the component part that I have done in my previous video. Where the number of frames are very high, we can do these linkings in the component and it will appear. After that we can copy paste it on all the frames, so you can refer to my previous video for that. Here I am doing it manually one by one, and then after the linking is done, you can see a beautiful array of the hyperlinks. Yeah, here it appears. So now the linking is done of all the 4 screens. Now before we move to the final prototyping testing, I would like to align all the menus so that there is no jerk when we click on the menus. So you can see I am aligning all the menus as referred to the first one. So I am adjusting the height and x and y, not actually the height, the x and y axis of all the menus. Here I am replicating the first number, that is the x and y number of the first menu, with all the other 3 frames. So now we are done with the alignment, and now we can check the prototyping part from the top right. So if you keep clicking on the menu, you can see how it is appearing. So now we are done with the menu navigation. A little more information for the screen could be that I will give the names to all the screens. So home is the first screen, so you can see I am selecting the other screens by pressing shift, or from the left hand side in the layers I can select all the screens and copy home and paste together in all the screens. So you only have to copy the text and select the frames and paste it. It will appear in all the frames together, and then after that you can change the names. Now in the prototype option, you can see that when we are checking the prototype, everything is going really smooth in the menu navigation.